We're reading Skinny Bones, and this is Chapter 3, Reekin' and Stinkin' and a Little Do-si-do. Sometimes I think it would be funny to be a school principal, especially in the summer. In the summer, a school principal spends his time composing lists of all the kids in the school who hate each other. Then he makes sure they end up in the same class together. My principal really must have had a good laugh when he put TJ and me together again this year. Ever since my music teacher sent me to the office for getting my head caught in a tuba, my principal hasn't seemed to like me much. When I first discovered the news that TJ was in my class, I went straight to my mother. I was hoping that she would call the school and have me switched. But no such luck. All Mom did was tell me I should try to ignore him. Seriously? She's always giving me great advice like that. Then she hands me my lunch, shoves me out the door, and her problems are over for the day. Mine are just beginning. Last year, TJ Stoner grew to be the biggest kid in the whole 5th grade. When I began to notice how gigantic he was getting, I decided it might not be a bad idea to try to get on his good side. But TJ didn't seem too interested. When I asked if he wanted to be friends, I believe his exact words were, "Get out of my face, toad sucker." "Would that be a no?" I asked. TJ grabbed me by the shoulders. "That would be an I hate your slimy guts, Frankovich," he said. I smiled. "Oh, come on, TJ. Can't our slimy guts be friends?" I asked. TJ didn't think that was quite as funny as I did. I could tell by the way he pushed me down and pinched my face under his foot. "You think you're such a funny guy, don't you? You skinny little bag of bones," he said. It's too bad my mother wasn't there. Maybe she would have told me how to ignore someone's Nike in your mouth. I think the worst part about being in the same room with TJ is having him in my PE class. I hate to admit it, but he really is a great athlete. For a kid, TJ Stoner is the best ball player I've ever seen. There's only one sport that I'm better at than TJ. It's square dancing. I figure I can count square dancing as a sport because we do it in PE. You ought to see me. I can do-si-do better than any other kid in the whole school. One time I asked the PE teacher, Mr. McGuinsky, if he ever thought about starting a school square dancing team. I told him that if he did, I would volunteer to be the team captain. Mr. McGuinsky thought I was being a smart aleck. He told me to sit my butt down and shut up. In case you never noticed, PE teachers enjoy saying butt a lot. Anyway, I do play other sports besides square dancing. Like TJ, I've played Little League Baseball for 6 years now. But to tell you the truth, I'm not exactly what you'd call a real good athlete. Actually, I'm not even real okay. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is, I stink. I've got proof, too. Every single year that I played Little League, I've received the trophy for Most Improved Player. Now, at first you might think that means I sound pretty good, which was what I used to think, too. But over the past 6 years, I've noticed that none of the really outstanding players ever gets the Most Improved Player award. And the reason is simple. The outstanding players are already so outstanding, they can't improve much. Let's face it, the only players on a team who can improve are the ones who reek to begin with. Last year, at the end of baseball season, I tried to explain how I felt to my father. We were sitting together at the Little League Awards ceremony, and the announcer was calling the names of all the players who were going to be receiving trophies. I started squirming around in my seat. "Just relax, Alex," said my dad. "It won't be the end of the world if you don't win Most Improved again this year." He didn't get it at all. "No, see, that's just it, Dad," I said, trying to explain. "I don't want to get Most Improved again. I mean, I don't want to sound like a poor sport or anything, but if they call my name, let's just pretend we're not here. What do you say, Dad? We could do that, couldn't we?" I could tell by his face that he was shocked. "Pretend we're not here?" he blustered. "Why in the world would we pretend we're not here?" "Shh, Dad, not so loud. It's just embarrassing to get another improved award, that's all. I don't want it." "You don't want it? What do you mean you don't want it? I can't believe I'm hearing this. How ungrateful can you get, Alex? Do you know how many kids here would love to get that award tonight?" "Yeah, Dad, I know," I answered. "But that's only because nobody else has ever gotten it 5 times in a row. Don't you see a pattern here? Every year I start out totally reeking and end up totally stinking. Then the next year I start out reeking again. Is that supposed to make me proud?" All of a sudden we heard it. My name being called over the microphone. Alex Frankovich, Most Improved Player Award for Team Number 7, Preston's Pest Control. Quick as anything, I slid down on my seat so that no one could see me. But my father grabbed my arm to make me stand up. But I doubled over and put my head between my knees. Alex Frankovich, is Alex here? The announcer called again. My father jumped up from his seat and pointed at me. At least that's what I think he did. By then I was wadded into a tight little ball. Here he is, right here. Alex Frankovich is right here, my dad yelled. Everyone started clapping. A few of the kids who knew me started shouting, "We want Alex! We want Alex!" Finally, I just had no choice. I stood up and started making my way down the bleachers. On my way down, I decided that me and dear old Dad were finished. Kaput! Finito! When I got to the bottom, I spotted T.J. Stoner. He had already received his zillionth most valuable player trophy and was sitting in the front row, pointing at me and laughing. Just pointing and laughing. I hated it. I mean, I couldn't just let him get away with making fun of me like that, you know. So I decided the only thing to do was pretend that I was actually enjoying myself. I walked to the middle of the gym floor, turned around, started taking bows and throwing kisses. Then I walked over to the table to pick up my trophy. The announcer handed me the microphone. I was supposed to say thank you, but instead I took the microphone, held it up to my mouth, and burped. The whole audience went nuts like you wouldn't believe. At least that's the way it sounded. But looking back, it was probably only the kids who went nuts. Grown-ups don't usually think burping is all that comical. Anyway, after I threw a few more kisses, I ducked out the gym door and walked home. I knew I was in big trouble, so I went straight to my room and waited for my father. I just wanted to get it over with. While I was waiting, I made a sign and hung it on the outside of my door. The sign read, "This room belongs to Alex Frankovich, the only boy in the whole world who has gone from totally reeking to only stinking 6 years in a row." When Dad saw the sign, he didn't bother coming into my room to yell at me. I guess he figured I already felt bad enough. For once, he figured right.